Congress has a lot on their plate right now. They've got to come up with a new stimulus package to prevent the economy from falling even further down the tubes. They've got to come up with a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. They have a temporary one from the end of last week that funds the government for 7 days. And they have to come up with a new bill within those 7 days, which we're down to like 5 days now, or else government shutdown right at Christmas time. They got a lot to do. They're working around the clock, even the lazy ones. The idiotic ones, they're still working around the clock. Everybody is doing their part in Washington, D.C. Except, of course, Donald Trump. Now, that shouldn't surprise anybody. But according to a report from Politico out this past weekend, Republican lawmakers are starting to get a little pissed. Starting to look at Trump, who's doing nothing but whining about his election loss for the last month and a half at this point, while they're all sitting there having to work. Probably eating lunches, dinners, even breakfasts in their office. Work. And all Trump gets to do is, or has to do, is play golf and whine on Twitter and, of course, watch TV. Right? Because Trump is still tweeting out like, hey, tune in to Sean Hannity tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Like he works for the network as their hype man or something. And according to this Politico report, it's starting to piss off these Republicans. Because they would love for the president to come out and, I don't know, do something about these issues. Again, two major things. We're facing a government shutdown in 5 days at this point, and the stimulus package. The relief package for Americans. We need these things, or else bad things happen. But nope, Trump's still sitting there like, you know what, I'm going to tweet this. I'm going to get them. Yeah, if I were Republicans, I'd be pissed too. But if I were a Republican, I would have enough self-awareness to know that I absolutely deserve every bit of this. See, at this point, I don't care what Trump does. Well, I care what he does. I don't care what he doesn't do. If he's not showing up for work, fantastic. Because the few times he has showed up to work since he lost the election, he's pushed us closer to war with Iran. So yeah, I'm totally cool with him not showing up and working. All he needs to do is be handed a piece of paper, a bill, and sign it. That's it. That's all we need from this guy. In terms of negotiations, in terms of trying to get a budget bill passed, nope, couldn't care less. He needs to go away and let Congress do its thing here, because he is not going to bring anything to the table. He is not going to bring anything worthwhile to these discussions and negotiations. So why worry about it? Not to mention, Republicans, 106 of you just a couple days ago were willing to commit an act of sedition by saying, I am siding with Donald Trump and I think the entire election results should be thrown out. So don't get pissy when you have to work and he gets to go and have fun. You put all your political stock into this madman, and so you don't get to be sad or mad that he's not doing his job. You knew what he was all about from the beginning. And I think deep down you also know that he has nothing to add to any of these conversations. So what does it really matter? It's not because they want his input, it's because they're jealous. That's what this is. What would typically be happening in D.C. right about now, especially in the year of an election? Well, they would have passed their omnibus spending bill, and then everybody had gone home. That'd be it. They'd be enjoying a nice, probably a month and a half long break. Not having to work, not having to worry. Some of them, that would be the last thing they ever did because they're not going back to D.C. They'd be kicking back, drinking martinis, singing, rocking around the Christmas tree. But instead, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a recession. We're about to be in a government shutdown if we don't get those spending bills passed. So they're pissed. We took away their fun time. I'm so sorry we're having multiple crises at once, Republicans. But this is the job you signed up for. And if you're not cut to do it, please let us know so that we can get you out of office as soon as possible.